What's going on, everyone? I'm Dr. Cameron Daniels, and these are my essentials. Right here, we got my Bible collection. Yeah, I know there's a lot of Bibles going on here, but when it comes for me, I just find it so fascinating reading God's Word. Started with the NLT translation, then essentially just ended up growing and growing and growing to where I have essentially almost every single Bible or study Bible out there, almost every translation. The two ones that I actually use the most are these two right here. This is the CSB Study Bible. This one I use very, very frequently. This one, a lot of notes in it and everything of that nature. And then actually, I just recently started using this one a lot more as well because I didn't have enough room in the margins, believe it or not, to where I started writing on the sides in the journal. The Bible is extremely important to me. It's one of the things that anchor my day to God's love, Jesus' love, and exactly what He's done for us. And so when it comes to diving into the wisdom, into the Word, and exactly what it is that God's trying to reveal to me in that moment and in that day, it's critical for me, and that's why these are one of my most major essentials. So, also got this ESV Study Bible. Use this pretty frequently. This one's really cool. It's a interlinear, or it's a, I forgot what they call it, but a parallel Bible, where essentially it has 4 different translations all the way through. NASB, NLT, NKJV, NIV, NRSV, Messianic Jewish Family Bible. I got them all. And this is because I'm fascinated with God, I'm fascinated with Jesus, I'm fascinated with Holy Spirit, and I'm fascinated with what they've done for my life. So, all right. Next up, we have music. Music is something that actually is extremely fascinating to me, where I actually started playing guitar when I was 10 years old, after my mother passed away. I just wanted to kind of an outlet, an avenue to be able to learn something new on, and so I asked my grandma for a cheap, $50, $60 first act guitar. Started learning Michael Jackson's, Beat It and everything of that nature. Then essentially just grew from there, to where I have this. I actually got this guitar at a garage sale. I'm going to change the strings out and stuff like that. I have another acoustic at home. I have an electric. I have an amp. I have an awesome patient that lets me borrow some of his guitars. Actually, I'm borrowing one of his bass guitars right now. But music's something that I'm really fascinated about. It's something that I've always, dove into. And guess what? I'm not bound to a particular genre. You can even ask any of the docs in the office. We'll go from listening to, lo-fi, chill hop type beats, to country, to rock and roll, to rap, hip hop, to worship music, literally all around. I think music's just super cool because it tells a story, and especially when you listen to bands and how they play their instruments, you can tell how passionate they are in the way that they play everything. Also brought a speaker, kind of just as a symbol of, this is just one of the many ones that I have, but it's just a way for me to obviously listen to music as well. So I love it. Next up, my AirPods. Kind of goes with music, kind of doesn't. I listen to music a lot on these things, but man, my AirPods are like, I carry them with me everywhere. We have the check, right? Phone, wallet, keys. For me, it's phone, wallet, keys, AirPods. Because, whether it's phone calls, especially while I'm driving, whether it's answering texts, you can do that through these as well. I'm sucked into the Apple ecosystem. I essentially have everything Apple. And the fact that these work with Apple devices so well makes it extremely easy. The reason why I also like AirPods so much is because I wanted to reward myself when I passed Part 4 boards in chiropractic college of buying myself a pair of AirPods. And so I remember the day when I went to Best Buy, and when I got my first pair of AirPods, how it literally changed everything. So I absolutely love these, and I take these with me everywhere. So much so to where I actually have 2 pairs. And I keep a pair with me at all times, and I keep a pair in my car at all times, just in case. Doesn't happen often, but just in case, I tend to leave these ones in the wayside. Next up, we have family. When it comes to family, I consider not only my immediate family, but also doctors in the Specific Chiropractic Centers. We have multiple clinics across the entire country, so that way we can provide this type of care to every single man, woman, and child that exists in the United States and on the planet. So I have multiple different pictures here. I have a picture of me and my beautiful daughter, Soraya. And then we also have a picture of my wife, me and my wife and Soraya right here, and then another picture of Soraya. This right here is a picture of me and my mom. For those of you that don't know, I have an entire thing or podcast episode where I actually talk about my story and why I do the work that I do because of my mother. But this picture was given to me, it was given to me a long time ago. And I've just carried it with me. And I've always said that when I started practice, the first thing that's going on my desk is the first Bible I've ever got and this picture. And that's exactly what happened. This picture right here is doctors in the Specific Chiropractic Centers when we went to go serve in Coajimalpa, Mexico, where we saw a lot of people over the course of the week to be able to provide this type of care to the people of Mexico in the Mexico City area. My family is the reason why I do what I do. Not only Megan, my wife, not only Soraya, not only my mom, not only dad and my other mom, awesome adopted mother named Sherry. So not only do I do it, and my sister Carly as well. There's so many different family members I can talk about right now. But for those that are watching this, especially family, know that I love you, know that I'm super grateful for you, and that every single thing that I do today is because of all of you. Dad, mom, grandma, Carly, Megan, my beautiful wife, Soraya, all of my other children in the future that may watch this, I love you so much and thank you. And then for the doctors in the Specific Chiropractic Centers, let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep growing the mission and vision of providing this type of care to every single person on the planet. So this is my family. Again, I could not be who I am today if it wasn't for not only my immediate family, but also my extended family with the Specific Chiropractic Centers. Oh yeah. A nice backpack. Awesome mentors of mine, Sean and Lacey, and those over there at Black Diamond Club got this for us at a team meeting. But a good backpack. I've been carrying a backpack obviously for a very long time, but I've always struggled with trying to find a backpack that had the right amount of space because I like to carry a Bible on my backpack. I like to carry my MacBook, my iPad, put whatever else in the bag, right? So one thing I've always struggled with is something that has enough room. And when they got this for us, it opens up so nicely. Obviously, it took everything out, but I cannot express enough gratitude for when we got these because I was super psyched, and I don't know if I put on enough emotion about it, but a good backpack for me is a huge essential because, especially, any other doc in the Specific Chiropractic Centers can attest to this, but, we travel a lot. We're always going to, whether it's places in town or things of that nature, and we need a good bag to be able to carry things. So, even if it's not in your essentials list, an essential for me is a good backpack. This one right here is just as critical as family to me. My family have played a significant role on my life, but so have my patients. Patients that I serve here at the Specific Chiropractic Centers here in Little Rock, Arkansas, taking care of them is exactly why I get out of my bed every single morning. This right here is just a board of different Google reviews and different thank you letters and stuff like that, whether it's from other business owners or whether it's from my patients. I have been blessed with serving so many fantastic people. People that typically come in here, they're at their wit's end, and they end up, they've been to the Mayo Clinic, they've been to Cleveland, they've been to all these different places, and then when they show up in here, it's essentially their last stop shop. And so being able to take them from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other end of the spectrum, from a place of dis-ease all the way to a place of health and restoration, it is so incredible to see. These actually, I'm working on this one right now, which is why it's kind of blank. This one I don't have hung up in my office, but this one I do have hung up in my office back there. And it just reminds me, it's put right in front of my computer because it reminds me of why I'm doing what I'm doing, especially when, sometimes healing may take a little bit longer in an individual. I can always anchor myself to knowing and seeing the people and the lives that I've impacted from upper cervical specific chiropractic care, and here at the Specific Chiropractic Centers with all the docs in here, to be able to make a drastic difference on people's lives. So to my patients watching this, thank you, and just know that you're part of my essentials. All right, so here we got board games. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that are watching this, like, what does Dr. Cam do in his free time? This right here. When I have some free time with the family, every single Friday, my wife and I have a date night where her and I just get together after we put the daughter to bed. We'll play awesome games. I actually got these two games recently, Sequoia and Mountain Goats. These games are super, super fun. Board games, I used to not be big into board games. This also goes to family as well. But two of my brothers, Tyler and Tom, they introduced me to board games, and they called me boring for a very long time because I typically was that person that just sat there during the weekends and didn't do too much. And so I remember they came down, this is when I was in Iowa, they came down to visit me, and they were like, so what are we going to do? And I'm like, let's just sit around and talk. They're like, we can talk playing board games. I'm like, I literally said, I was like, I'm not a nerd. And they're like, oh, it's not nerdy. So we went to Target, and they dropped money on my family to buy me a bunch of board games. This isn't even a fraction of what I have. This is just the little basket that I have. I have a lot more at home. Ticket to Ride, Catan. Oh yeah, you like that one, Catan. Ticket to Ride, Catan. Heck, what else do we have? What else do we have, Chris? You've seen it.
What's that cow game we just played?
Oh, yep, Herd Mentality. Herd Mentality.
One where it was like we had to guess who was
Chameleon, Coop. Yep.
2 weeks ago.
Sheriff of Nottingham. Me personally, I'm big into like the deceptive games, mainly because, I don't know, I just think they're super fun. Coop, I love Coop. This is probably my favorite game. But board games, man, I just love them. It's a good thing to get, family, community together. Holding events in the clinic like family game nights and stuff like that. It's super fun. And speaking of board games too, one thing that a lot of people don't know that I'm actually really into, obviously I don't have enough time to like play it right now, but the Nintendo Switch. I love the Nintendo Switch. I'm a huge, huge Nintendo fan. I take this on planes with me. I take this with me pretty much a lot of places. My favorite game to play in it of all time, me personally, is Zelda. I mean, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm one of those people that play like the Zelda playlists in the clinic and stuff like that. Because Zelda's it's a fascinating game to me. I grew up with it and everything of that nature. So, and with this as well, the reason why I ended up getting a Switch in the first place is so my wife and I could play Mario Kart. She loves Mario Kart, and so when it comes to the Switch, this is an essential for me. I don't play it as often as I would like to, mainly because obviously with patient care and stuff like that. But when I have an hour or something like that, maybe on a Saturday night or something of that nature, my wife and I will pull this on, play Mario Kart, and if she goes to bed early, then I'll get on and I'll play my favorite game of all time, The Legend of Zelda. These are my essentials. Next up on the list, we have candles. These right here are actually candles that my brother-in-law Larry makes at his company called Renewed Spirits, based in Michigan. I had him make a bunch of candles for my patients to be able to give out and for people in the community and stuff like that, which is why I grabbed these ones specifically. That's peach. That's nice. That's really nice. But these are, I mean, candles to me, it's a non-negotiable. We essentially have one lighting in the house at all times. I'm one of those people, I'm hoping the insurance company doesn't see this, but I'm one of those people that are extremely guilty of falling asleep with candles on. So, not necessarily the safest thing to do in the world. But I love candles so much. These are just a few of the examples. Candles I stay away from. I try to stay away from like unnatural candles that have like, unnatural wax. I prefer soy base or coconut, stuff like that. I get really weird when it comes to candles. This is something that's super fascinating to me. So my patients also love these as well. So if you're not into candles, honestly, we can't talk. I'm just kidding. Candles, major essential. Major essential. Especially because they light up an entire room with flavorful scent and stuff like that. But if you like candles too, let me know. I'll send you one of these. I'm serious. If you're watching this and you like candles, message, leave a comment, do whatever, and I'm going to send one of these your way. I'll get in contact with you. I'll send one of these your way. So that's how much I love them. I want to bless you with one. A major essential for me, upper cervical specific chiropractic. Probably looking at these, especially if you're not a chiropractor, you're probably looking at these like, what the heck are these? These are actually the top two bones in your neck that sit right here. And what's super fascinating about these two is these two bones have a major systemic effect on the entire body. Every single cell, tissue, organ that go everywhere throughout the body, these upper two bones control. So for me, the reason why upper cervical care has changed my life is because of my wife. My wife, she used to suffer from debilitating migraines. She's tried, other traditional forms of chiropractic and stuff. And when I started learning this work, I told her, I was like, I'm extremely confident in what I do. How about we give it a shot for your migraines? Because all the research shows that it helps out with migraines. And so what happened is I adjusted her for the first time, and it was from that moment I dedicated my entire life work to studying these two bones because I saw how these two bones have a major effect on the entire body. Upper cervical chiropractic to me is an absolute essential because you can take all the supplements, you can do all the exercise, you can do everything that you want to do, but if the entire blueprint of your body isn't working, then what's going to happen is your body's not actually able to, regulate certain things as effectively. But when we get the entire blueprint working by correcting the upper two bones and getting your nervous system, most importantly, functioning at 100% again, that's where the life-changing results comes from. That's where you have people in the Specific Chiropractic Centers like myself, Dr. Chris Brown, Dr. Grant Dennis, Dr. Garrett Navrin, who are here in Arkansas, who are making a massive difference. And then obviously docs across the entire states that are making a difference in people's lives. And a lot of people ask, how the heck do you all do it? It's with these two bones. Upper cervical chiropractic care is what gets me essentially living and throughout the day. We practice what we preach. You can even ask any of the docs in here. We get checked at a minimum. At a minimum, we get checked at once a week. Now, you may not obviously need that, but we're in the clinic, so that's why we do it. But it's critical to be able to make sure that your nervous system's functioning at all time. And the only way to get your nervous system functioning at 100% capacity and be able to control the rest of your body at 100% capacity is getting these two bones checked and seeing if your nervous system's functioning properly. Upper cervical chiropractic, major essential. Well, that's all we have for my essentials. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I enjoy all of these. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time.